Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. So I was unsure what to do after I finished Brigador. I kind of wanted to do the Shadowrun game that is out on Steam, but it's slower paced and it's isometric, and when I played it a while back, I didn't find it very interesting. And then I thought, what about Kerbal Space Program? I love Kerbal Space Program. I've played it a little bit, and usually I kind of drop off after I get to somewhere around the moon landing, but I figured I could record some of it and, play around with this. So, here we are. We are going to start a game, and we are going to do start new, please. Career mode, save game, career. There we go. Oh, we get to pick a flag. Ooh, what flag do we want? We got so many of them. How about Sean's Cannery? This one. That one looks cool. Actually, stripes. Let's do stripes. I like stripes. Okay. So, we're just going to do normal difficulty. Moderate. What's moderate? Missing crew respawn. Ooh. I actually quite like that. Alright, we're going to try moderate. As a heads up, I am not very good at this game. And chances are things will go badly, and I will have to restart, maybe a few times. But, it's Kerbal Space Program. What have I got to lose? Welcome to the Space Center. Nice to meet you. I'm Gene Kerman, Flight Director, and your guide for this quick introduction. This is the Space Center. From here, you can manage all aspects of the space program. Feel free to have a look around, hold the right mouse button to move the camera, or use the arrow keys. Right-click over the Space Center facilities to view more about them, and left-click when you're ready to head inside. If you need more information, check out the training section on the main menu. I don't think I need any training. What is the worst that can happen? Alright, so we've got up here in the top, we've got mission control. At the mission control facility, all available contracts can be managed. It also offers a very nice view of the launch site for any who are brave enough to be so close to a launching craft. Above that, we've got the runway. At the runway, spacecraft built in the spaceplane hangar have a long flat surface to reach takeoff speed. Conceivably, such aircraft could even land back on it. That's a bit optimistic. Next to that, spaceplane hangar. The spaceplane hangar allows construction of spacecraft designed to be launched from the runway. Below that, we've got the astronaut complex. The astronaut complex contains the living and recreation spaces for all our crew members. New applicants also apply here to be recruited. And then to the left of that is the administration building. The administration building may not seem like a very exciting place at first, but here's where all our strategic decisions are made. Then next to that, we've got the research and development. At the R&D facility, our team of scientists works hard to crunch the data received from mission experiments. Here, all research technologies can be viewed and new ones discovered. Above this is the vehicle assembly building. The VAB is where spacecraft are designed and built before being moved over to the launch pad for flight. And then to the upper right, we've got the launch pad. The launch pad is where vessels built at the VAB are launched. We are reasonably confident it's a safe enough distance from everything else. And then down here in the bottom right, we've got the tracking station. At the tracking station, all ongoing missions can be viewed and focused. Landing craft can be recovered from here as well. So one thing that I do know is that if you go to mission control, they will give you jobs to do. So, this flag here means they've got, these are from the actual Space Center themselves. Or from the, what does the flag say? The Kerbal World First Record Keeping Society. Okay, so we've got a few here. We'll try and get these 1-star ones done first. So we've got gather scientific data from Kerbal. In the aftermath of proving nice theories about how we were really bored or just had no clue what to do next, the chief bookkeeper at Kerbal World First Records Keeping Society realized that we were getting nowhere near figuring out if we apparently needed to find something to do. So we now need your help. Give us a quick report before launching. It's fine if any of the lights on the control panel are flashing, just give it a swift kick. Prestige Trivial expires in 4 days, or 5 days-ish. Recover or transmit any science experiment data from Kerbal to achieve this goal. Okay, so it looks like what I have to do here is gather science from the launch pad. So that's really easy. And so we'll accept that one. And then we have to launch our first vessel. Yada yada. The way we would frequently see an impossibly not that bad accident was making the chief bookkeeper at Kerbal World First Record Keeping Society feel clearly brilliant. That eventually made it clear that we were making very little progress towards finding out if we positively didn't have any goal in mind, so as you can imagine, we now need your help. We'd like to officially start off the space program with a bang, a very controlled bang preferably. Launch your first vessel off of the launch pad or the runway to achieve this goal. And we get some money, and we get some prestige, and other things. So you can see our money up here in the top right. So we get money on advance to start contracts, and we get money on completion as well. So let's accept that one as well, and then we'll work on those other two once we got the first two done. So, leave the facility. And now we need to build ourselves a rocket to get, well, to not really going into space. Welcome to the Vehicle Assembly Building. Hello, I'm Werner von Kerman, Chief Rocketry Engineer. This is the Vehicle Assembly Building, the building where we build spacecraft and later roll them out to the launch pad for flight. Pretty impressive, isn't it? On your left, you'll find components to construct your own spacecraft. Select a starting part, then attach others to it to build a ship. You can then have a look around with the right mouse button or the arrow keys. That's it, really. It's not as if it were rockets. Oh. Anyhow, if you need a more in-depth explanation on how to build, have a look at the training section of the menu. Yeah, still not looking at the training section, because screw you. Now, so to start building a rocket, this I remember from when I played before, you need one of these command pods. These are like starting bits that are required for the ships, so we have to throw one of those out there. And then, we've got no fuel tanks, we've got engines, we've got no... Oh, we do have some structural stuff. We've got none of the rest of this stuff. We've got some fins. And we've got a mystery goo containment unit. So this is a science thingy. You can use these while you're doing stuff to get extra science. So we're probably going to attach one of those on, and we need a parachute so that people don't die. Because when they die, you know, bad stuff happens. Mostly them being dead. So first up, we need a... Oops, I keep doing that. Sorry, I'm trying to drag it out onto the thing instead of just putting it on. There we go. So we'll throw that on there. We will throw... Where's the science thingy? Science. Mystery goo containment unit. Let's rotate this a bit. I'm also going to turn on snapping, because I like snapping. Makes everything nice and symmetrical. So we're going to put that on there. And then, last but not least, a parachute so that people don't die. Fantastic. Now, we need to name our spacecraft. So, the U.S. space program used the Roman pantheon names, like Apollo and Jupiter and Saturn, things like that. Was there Jupiter? I feel like there was, but I can't remember now. Anyways, we're going to be a little bit different, and we're going to use the Greek ones, because those are the only ones I can remember off the top of my head. Well, and Norse, but Norse names, I don't think... Yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. Hermes 1. And then, just save that real quick. And I guess that's about all we can do for this, so let's launch. Who are we going to have crew it? Jebediah Kerman. Sounds good to me. None of my crew have any experience, and that is a-okay. So, we're going to try and launch it. We should have our 2 contracts listed in the corner. I think the bottom right corner, or top right. Here we go. Contracts. Gather scientific data from Kerbal, launch our first vessel. So, first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to gather some science, which means observe mystery goo. There we go. We got some science. Keep that. And where is crew report? There we go. So the thing about these is if you repeat an experiment that you've already done, like if I put out another ship and do the goo from the launch pad again, I'll get progressively less and less science each time. So you need to keep, reaching new places to do science from. Now, let me see if I can remember the controls here. Oh dear, these. So this down here is the staging thing. And the problem that's here right now is that the engine and the parachute are both on the same stage, which means when I start the ship, what will happen is the parachute and engine will both activate, and the parachute will immediately break. So what we need to do is add another stage in there. Here we go. And let us be on our way. I'm pretty sure it's spacebar. I guess we'll find out. Space! There we go. Oh dear. Oh, try and steer it a little bit here so we don't immediately crash into the ground. Woo! Up we go. Okay. Now, so the parachute is red, which means if I deploy it now, it will break, and Jebediah will die, and I will lose, all the stuff on this ship. So let's not do that, and there we go. Now we can deploy it. And it should be fine, I hope. Okay, where is... We can just boost the time up a little bit here, because otherwise they're going to be drifting for some time. You got to be careful with the time boosting, because sometimes it can screw with the physics a little bit. Like if you're moving too fast with the time scale, it can actually like, make things explode that shouldn't otherwise have exploded. Okay, come on, parachute. Catch. Ooh. Need to get to the point where the atmosphere is low enough. There we go. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Everything is fine. Alright, just boost the time up a little bit. We need to wait for the ship to land so that I can recover it and get all of the stuff back. There's a weird line in the water there. Anyways, there you go. We can also have a look at Jebediah's view, which is very exciting. There we go. Oops, sorry, wrong button. There we go. And we are landed. So, what we want to do now is go back to the tracking station. I think it's the right one. And from here, yeah, thank you, we should be able to recover. Yeah! Alright, crew report from Launchpad. 5 data gathered, yada yada. We got a bit of science. Got some data, got some science. All good. And we got all of our components back. Nothing broke, so that's good. We get some money back for that. Oh, we lost all our solid fuel because obviously it burned up. You know, because we were burning it. And Jebediah Kerman got 1 XP. Woo! Okay, so we get out of here. Takes a little bit to load. And then all the terrain pops in. There we go. Somewhere, here we go. Contract complete. Contract complete. Contract complete. All good. So we can ditch all of these. I don't really need them hanging around anymore. So that is what launching a rocket looks like. Now, okay, so we've got some other contracts from people. These are all kind of side contracts. These ones are the ones from the Kerbal World First Record Keeping Society are generally the, like, sort of story contracts. They're the ones that advance you further in the game. So the next one is that we need to try and escape the atmosphere. Breach the atmosphere by flying a vessel to an altitude of 70,000 meters to achieve this goal. I'm not going to bother reading these because these seem to be kind of gibberish, honestly. Prestige significant, we get a lot of stuff for doing this, so we're going to accept that one. And let's see if we can do some R&D, because we got a bit of science. How much is it? Okay, so it's only 5 science to research this. I currently have 17. So we can pick up this, which will give us some better engines, and a fuel tank, actually, which is good. And the engineering one gives us a thermometer, a communications thing, not bad. A decoupler. Decouplers are really important. And another communications thing. Okay, so we're going to want both of these because they're both quite good. So we'll grab these. And then I can't afford any other ones, so that's that. Now, let's try and build ourselves a thing to go into the atmosphere. Can I look at my contracts? Yeah, I can. Escape the atmosphere. So I need to reach 70,000 feet. Or 70,000 meters, I think it was. So this engine obviously is not going to cut it. This is a very small engine. So we can ditch that. Instead, why can I not put these on? Part model requires... Oh, right. I completely forgot about that. Don't save. Don't bother saving that, please. You need to actually... I forgot, you need to actually buy the things when you research them. You can't just research them and leave it at that. Purchase parts for... Wow. 5,000... Or about $6,000. That's fine. And same for these. Alright, leave facility. Let's try that again. But, you know, this time... actually do it. Oh, okay. We're gonna name this the Hermes 2. And the camera gets screwy sometimes. It won't let me zoom out. It's kind of annoying. Oh well. So we've got this big one here, which might get us up there, but I don't know if it's gonna be quite enough. So what I think we're gonna want to do is put one of these down to get us up a little bit, and then use one of these to get us the rest of the way. And what we're also going to want to do is put... Actually, I don't know if it's worth putting a thermometer on there, because it might... If we breach the atmosphere and then we're going back down, it might burn off in the atmosphere. So I think for the moment, we're going to ditch the science stuff, and we'll worry about that later. Come on, go away. Shoo. Shoo. How do I get rid of you? Go on. Crap. Okay, there we go. I got it. So we're not gonna bother with the science stuff for the moment, because I just want to see if we can actually get up into the atmosphere. Now, what we want is a fuel tank. Where's fuel tank? Where's fuel tank? Fuel tanks. Here we go. So we put one of these on there. What I actually want to do here is put a decoupler. There we go. And a fuel tank, and an engine. Perfect. So, decouple, engine, fuel, engine, parachute, all on different things. Perfect. And then, we want another decoupler down here. And that's where we put the bigger engine with the solid fuel. And we're also going to want probably some stabilizing fins so this doesn't just, you know, fall over. So, turn on symmetry mode. 3 fins should do. And we're going to put them like this down at the bottom, because I think that gives us the best results. Although, again, I'm pretty bad at this. I am, in fact, not a rocket scientist. Let's see, there are some things. Center aerodynamic overlay. I have no idea what that means. Center of thrust. Yeah, that looks good. Center. Center of mass. Again, that's certainly in the center. And then, do I need more fins? Nah, I'll probably be fine without more fins. Alright, let us see if we can get this into the atmosphere. So I'm not planning to, like, save and reload at any point. So, you know, if things go wrong, then things have gone wrong. Now, let me just make sure everything's on the correct staging, so I don't, again, accidentally blow something up. Alright, I think we're all set. Set the engine to maximum, not that it really matters for a solid fuel rocket. And, actually, can I can turn on SAS. Neat. Alright, away! And once we get up a little bit, we probably want to tilt the rocket slightly. I think that's what you're supposed to do. No, I cannot tilt it at all, in fact. Is that because the SS is on? Can I tilt it if the SS is off? Nope, it just really wants to go straight up. Okay. I guess that's fine. We're about to run out of solid fuel anyways. Okay, solid fuel's gone. Check to that. Now, there we go. Now I can turn it slightly. Toggle SAS, turn that on, and away! I do not know if this is going to make it up to 70,000 feet. Alright, well, may as well ditch that. There should be a way. No. We are not, in fact, going to make it up to 70,000 feet. That is unfortunate. But, we should be able to take a crew report from orbit, at least, assuming we don't kill ourselves on re-entry, which is a possibility, actually. So let's just, speed up a little bit here, and we'll get ourselves a little bit higher. I'd say once we get up to... how low is our apoapsis? 58,000. So once we get up to like 55, I'll probably take a crew report. Just for good measure. Get a little bit of extra science out of the deal. And then we've got to start rotating ourselves so we're coming down the right angle. Because we want to come down with the flat side on... oops. We want to come down with the flat side on the bottom. Give me a crew report, please. Thank you. Which means we want to be facing roughly this way. There we go. So we're just going to have to adjust this a little bit to try and get the right angle as we come in. Okay, so maybe about there-ish, I'm guessing. We just want to keep it on the correct line. And we can probably turn off SAS and just let it... it's gonna fall... oh, no, it's not. It's not locking into the orbit just yet. Just let it go a little bit further. I totally could have brought science things up here, because we didn't... I mean, obviously, if I'd known we weren't going to leave the atmosphere, I wouldn't have done this in the first place, and I would have put more, you know, thrust in it. But since we didn't breach the atmosphere, we're not going to really get much heat on re-entry. So I could have brought, like, a bunch of science stuff. My big hope here is that we lose enough speed coming in that we won't, you know, or that we'll be able to deploy the parachute, which may not happen. I'm going to be perfectly honest. This may end horribly. Yeah, we are getting quite a lot of speed now. Okay, we should be able to, I think, turn off the SAS now and just let it... oh, no. Okay, no, can't turn off the SAS because it wants to try and go in as aerodynamically as possible, and we want it to not do that because we want to be able to deploy the parachute. Okay. Ah, shit. No, we picked up way too much speed there. I really hope we slow down on the way in, or else this is going to end really poorly. Nope, we're picking up speed. Well, Jebediah Kerman may be about to die. Oh, here we go. Speed's dropping. Speed's dropping. I don't know how low it needs to be for us to effectively deploy the parachute, but we are getting awfully close to the ground. Under 700. Okay. 600. Oh, come on. 500. How low does this need to be? There we go. Parachute. Oh, thank you, Jesus. That was tense. Alright, now we can boost the speed a little bit. Oh, there's some other rocket components exploding over there. I'm not gonna get those back. Come on. Boost the speed, please. There we go. 2 times warp. Oh, it's always coming back. Going up is fine. It's the coming back down bit that's gets kind of scary. Oh, we can turn off the SES as well. That's fine. We don't really need to. It doesn't really matter what way the thing is facing at this point. It's just gonna be going down anyways. Okay, there, our parachute caught. Woo! Slowed us way, way down. Alright, boost the speed up a little bit more, because otherwise it's gonna take us ages to hit the ground. Going at 5 meters a second. At 1,000 meters up. Although we're above the highlands, so we're not actually that. We're not as far off the ground as it seems. We're still far off the ground. And bonk. Good, good. Okay, so back to the tracking station. We'll get that picked up, and then, yeah, thank you. Pick that up, please. Recover. Thank you. Thank you. Done. Okay. So, yeah. I think that's where I'm going to call it for today. Next time we'll try and get up into the atmosphere again, and maybe see if we can orbit Kerbal. But, you know, it might take me a few tries to get some of these done. So, oh hey look, there's wreckage. There's some bits that we dropped. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.